Alright, how's it going, everyone? And welcome to the first official video of Black Metal Rebellion. Now, I'm going to be starting a new series. This is called Unpopular Metal Opinions. This is episode 1. And this is 5 bands that I can't stand in metal. Kind of got inspired to do this because I hear so many people talking about these bands. I hear so much stuff going on about these bands. It's just everywhere I look, it just seems like I can't go 2 steps without hearing about these damn bands. And I think it's time I started giving my opinion on them. Alright, first up, Iron Maiden. I am pretty tired of hearing about Iron Maiden everywhere. Every metalhead that has ever been a metalhead has probably been into Iron Maiden, and it's just on every video that pops up on YouTube or in my news feed all the time, and I don't get why they get so much hype. First of all, the vocals. The vocals are not really that interesting to my ears. They're not they're not very manly. They're kind of satirical in a way, and they don't please me. Aesthetically, they kind of annoy me, to be honest. Second of all, Iron Maiden they seem to be very, very overrated. Like I said, I see them everywhere. People talk about them all the time. Every metalhead who's ever been a metalhead talks about them and how great they are. And it gets old really quick. I would just love to stop hearing about Iron Maiden. They're very what I call starter pack metal, and it's like a band that you get into when you're in high school or maybe a little younger, and you're kind of getting out of your rock or hip hop or some other kind of phase that you're in, and I don't know. I feel that they get way too much hype, and I'm sure there's other bands that have done their style of music better. So there's that. From what I've heard, I've listened to a couple of greatest hits of theirs, like Best of the Beasts, before I made this video, and their music style just doesn't seem to evolve or change. It's just the same kind of like progressive chords over and over again, the same kind of solo-y, like glam metal solos throughout the entire thing. Like I could literally pick any spot in that like hour and 20 minutes of music and it would just sound like the same song to me. And all their covers has Eddie on it. I know he's supposed to be some sort of like huge monster kind of cool symbol thing. I don't know, but it kind of just looks like little kid metal. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like something little kids would be into and feel like they're brutal and awesome for listening to. It doesn't have an adult appeal, in my opinion. It's goofy, it's cartoony, it's very hard to take seriously, and honestly, I'm not a big fan of this other band either. But Twisted Sister pretty much did everything that these guys did, and they did it better, I think, in my opinion. Like if you go check out that We Are Twisted Fucking Sister on Netflix right now. Really cool documentary. You don't necessarily have to enjoy the music so much. I enjoyed the documentary for what it was because it showed their struggles in the beginning and the lineup changes and how they thought they would never ever get to where they wanted to, and like they eventually just fucking finally make it. And some of the interviews on there are really cool. Some of the how the venues and stuff were like booking them just to destroy the venue and stuff. But I honestly, Twisted Sister, in my opinion, are way better than Iron Maiden. They do what Iron Maiden does better. Don't get me wrong, the guitarist and drummer and whatever in Iron Maiden are pretty talented, but it just seems like the same thing over and over and over again, and they don't impress me. Second, Slayer. Tired of hearing about Slayer too. Tom Irea, or whatever his name is, your vocals, they just sound so awful. And they got worse and worse over time. It's time to quit making music, okay? Just stop. And I'm not even going to get into the assholery that Kerry King does and says, and just, I'm not going to go there. Second, once again, they're overrated. There's obviously other thrash bands out there that have done what Slayer's done, but better. For example, I think Warbringer does thrash way better than Slayer, and they are hardly ever mentioned. And Slayer is, once again, one of those starter pack metal bands where it's like anyone in high school who's, you know, getting up there away from like the rock and whatever else they're into and wants to get into metal, it's going to be Slayer. They're going to be listening to fucking Slayer, they're going to be listening to Anthrax, they're going to be listening to Iron Maiden. And it's just very starter pack metal. Like, it's these people listening to these bands that should have just been like a month or 2 month phase. We're like, yep, I heard them. Next, on to something better. Like, and Slayer just doesn't seem to evolve either. I listened to a couple of their greatest hits on YouTube just to make sure I wasn't, missing anything. And trust me, I wasn't. I was not missing anything. Once again, I could pick like a start point, a middle point, and a mid-end point, and it would just all sound like one big long song to me. And the overuse of solos, it's like every point I hit in there, I somehow landed on solo. Every time I just clicked randomly throughout the greatest hits discography or whatever it was, link, I landed on a solo. And they're like the most arrogant, head up your own ass solos I've ever heard in my life. It makes me want to slap the guitarist. And then there's the fans, okay? And then there's the fans of Slayer. These elitist Slayer or death fans, and it's just like, oh my god, fuck off. I get it. You like Slayer. You like the most bland, mainstream fucking thrash metal band out there. Good for you, buddy. Give yourself a clap. There's more in the thrash pool than just Slayer, okay? There's more in the thrash pool than just the big four. Go discover some music, for God's sakes. Don't be lazy in your search for new music. Alright, next. This one's going to get me a lot of hate, but Motorhead. I'm sorry, the vocals are not that good. In fact, are not even, tolerable. Anyone can do those vocals. The Ace of Spades! The Ace of Spades! The Ace of Spades! Like, just come on. I mean, I get it. I get it that they inspired like a bunch of other bands to do better things, but come on, Motorhead, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Like this dude Lemmy? That's another thing that gets me with Motorhead. This Lemmy obsession. Like, I get that he's dead. Rip Lemmy. Cool. You're up there in heaven now, if that's what you believe in, and you're rocking away with whoever else is up there. But honestly, you're just a bass player and a lousy vocalist. Sorry to be the one to have to break it to you, but your vocals just were awful. Awful. Anyone can do them. Anyone with a pair of testicles or some testosterone shots, if they're transitioning, can do your vocals. And honestly, the songwriting and the songs are mediocre at best. Like, I don't know who your guitarist is because I didn't bother researching who the guitarist was. They're pretty forgettable. Like, I like the Ace of Spades and Stone Dead Forever and fucking Overkill. It is overkill. I'm tired of hearing your songs after like 3 or 4 songs into like the Death Forever greatest hits that I listen to. Shut up about Motorhead. Shut up about Lemmy. Like, they're not great. Like, anything that Motorhead did, Motley Crue did better. Sorry. Like, one of the songs on there I listened to within the first 2 or 3 songs, I'm like, hey, this kind of sounds like a song off of Dr. Feelgood. I would rather be listening to that right now. Fuck. And I think that's it. That's all I really need to say about Motorhead. Just way overrated. Just anyone who's into fucking thrash, that's like a starter pack band for them. Like, go find some better music. There's way more out there to choose from. Don't just leave your search bar at like the Big Four or Motorhead or anything like that. Just keep searching. There's good shit out there. You'll find it. Next, as one of my biggest peeves, and this is Kiss. Fuck Kiss, okay? And fuck Gene Simmons. He's the number one reason why I cannot stand Kiss. Always opening his big mouth and saying some ignorant ass shit against poor people, against people who, commit suicide, against fucking anyone. And he thinks he's God's gift to this earth. Spit your blood out and do your dance, but I'll kick your ass through those leather pants, okay? That's a quote from ICP. Just if you weren't aware. But yeah, way overhyped band. Their face paint, like, I'm a fan of bands with masks and face paint, but their face paint was the lamest shit I've ever seen in my life. Once again, there are so many bands that have done the face paint and mask thing way better. Mudvayne, I know they're a heavier genre, but Insane Clown Posse, I mean, I know they're clowns, but they did better face paint than fucking Kiss did. And I'm not about to start, like, talking shit about ICP or talking good about ICP. I'll leave that for another video. And then their odd gimmick, these like giant fucking platform boots with spikes and I like, what are you? What the fuck are you? What is that on your face? Why are you dressed up like a kitty cat? You're in a metal band. You shouldn't be wearing kitty cat or sparkly star fucking shit on your face. Get the fuck out of here. And then this whole Knights in Satan's Service controversy. Who the fuck took that seriously? I know there's a bunch of moms and like parents all like, oh my god, Kiss is so satanic. They're so evil. They're so this and that. No, they're fucking not. They're pussies when it comes to fucking, the whole evil satanic thing. Go listen to some Gorgoroth or fucking Dark Funeral if you're going to talk to me about this whole evil satanic thing. Not fucking Kiss. Okay? Kiss is barely any heavier than John Bon Jovi. They're not satanic. They're not evil. There's no brutal or super heaviness about them. Sorry. Go find something else to protest about. I know this whole thing was about Knights in Satan's Service controversy was probably in the 80s, but even then, there was a lot heavier and more brutal and more scarier bands to be protesting and worried about, okay? Not Kiss. Next up, and the last on the list here, Pantera. These hick southern death metal band. I don't even know if you can consider them death metal. First of all, they started as a glam metal band, which is pretty much a joke. Who the fuck takes glam metal seriously? Besides people that haven't progressed past, I don't know, hair metal and glam metal, like, and just haven't gotten into anything modern or heavier. But besides them, who the fuck takes glam metal seriously? I mean, I get that they progressed and went on to make a vulgar display of power and Cowboys from Hell. I know Cowboys from Hell was before Vulgar Display of Power, so shut up before you try to correct me about that. I'm aware. I owned Cowboys from Hell and Up. I sold it. It was a phase. And that's all Pantera really should be. It's a phase of music that leads you to better and more talented things. Because, honestly, Dimebag Darrell wasn't that great of a guitarist. From what I've heard, once again, I know he's dead. Rest in peace, Dimebag Darrell. Kudos to you for writing what you did and making the impact you did. But honestly, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of way better guitarists out there that aren't getting remote the amount of recognition that they deserve. So, yeah, this whole Dimebag Darrell obsession, get out of here. I don't care. I do not care about Dimebag Darrell. He made some couple of chunky riffs in fucking Vulgar Display of Power, and everything else after that was pretty much garbage anyways. Cowboys from Hell is probably their best album and then they just went up shit's creek with any ideas that were, you know, remotely better than that. Like, their music just took a giant plunge, and it was like a musical regression. Just no, not it's not even any good. And then there's the fans. Then there's the Pantera fans. There's always that one idiot at the concert who's fucking everyone's shit up, who's spilling everyone's beers, who's being loud as fuck, and he won't shut up because he's already drunk and he showed up to the fucking concert, and he's probably doing some rails off your girlfriend's ass down in the bathroom right now. So, fuck that guy in the Pantera shirt who came to the concert and just wants to fuck everyone's shit up. You're an asshole, and fuck Pantera. So, yeah. That's been my 5 bands that I cannot stand. Iron Maiden, Slayer, Motorhead, Kiss, and Pantera. Sorry, much better bands out there. Time to move on. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is my first video officially as Black Metal Rebellion. And I think this suits the name pretty well, because I'm rebelling against what most popular opinions are on these bands. Not for the sake of rebelling, but just because this is my feelings on it. And I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I know that a lot of people are probably going to diss me in the fucking comments. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of unsubscribers for this. And I know I've already got a couple of unsubscribes just for the name change of the channel alone. So, thanks for the hate. Keep it up. Let me know what your thoughts are and opinions on this video is in the comment section below. More shit to come, whether you like it or not. Stay sick and fuck off.